Fantastic. So, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Alex Barker, and I am the disability consultant for an organisation called AbilityNet. I have been with AbilityNet for 20 years. When I started with AbilityNet, I didn't have any grey hair, and as you can see now, I've got a little bit poking through at the front here. So I've seen technology come and go, and as someone who's got a disability myself, I don't have all my fingers. I think it's so important to um to show people that I've got experience of having difficulties with technology. If it wasn't for technology, I don't know what I would be doing. I wouldn't have gone to college or university. I wouldn't have studied abroad twice. I probably wouldn't have a full-time job in technology. I have no idea what I would be doing. And I think AbilityNet is an amazing organization. And this is really how we work. So AbilityNet supports people in of any age living with any disability or impairment to use technology to achieve their goals at home, at work, and in education. We do this by providing specialist advice services, free information resources, and by helping to build a more accessible digital world. Because building a more accessible digital world doesn't just help people with disabilities or older people, it helps everybody. So I've just moved to a more senior role, but I think it's worthwhile looking back at some of the queries that I took last year. I used to be the main advice and information officer for AbilityNet. So basically, I used to answer the phone and try to support people as well as best as I could. I think one of the really important things to say is that our phone lines went absolutely crazy in the pandemic. We were doing all sorts of, or we were answering all sorts of questions like we never would have done before. So, some of the questions that are our normal bread and butter are a husband calling on behalf of his wife and she's visually impaired. They need advice on how to make their Mac more accessible because he can't really see it anymore. When you had to have the NHS app on your mobile, lots of clients rang up and said, "I don't know really what I'm doing. Can you help me?" And to be honest, the NHS app was quite difficult to use in my view. We had a client from a local stroke group. Sorry, we had a call from a local stroke group asking if we can support a client to go on online meetings. Everyone and their dog went on online meetings, whether it was Zoom, Teams, or Access Anywhere. And it seems really easy just to click on that link. But sometimes, for whatever reason, that link does not work and you are really, really stuck. And then you're trying to work out what to do. We had daughters and sons calling on behalf of their elderly parents who need support to get their email or their smartphone or their iPad or their smart TV up and working again. We had calls from clients in the 70s who is worried about online shopping. And we also had requests from clients wanting help to fund a device. So all of those issues are really important to clients, and they would bring up, and some of them would be really, really upset. They would, now, a lot of the people that we talk to don't have any children or any family for that matter. But what we do have, and I will talk about it later, is we have a network of volunteers that can come out and support you. But I'm running ahead of my presentation here, so I won't. So I don't know whether you're aware, but there's absolutely loads of built-in technology that can help you out. So it's built into your computer and device. So you can set up narrator or voiceover to read out text to you. You can magnify text if you want to do so. You can change the size of the fonts on the screen. You can change the speed of how the mouse moves. You can change the speed of how your keyboard works. You can also use your voice to control your technology. So let me just give you a demonstration. What am I going to ask? What is the weather in New York today?
It's currently cloudy and 13 degrees in York. Expect mostly clear skies starting in the afternoon. Today's high will be 15 degrees and the low will be 8.
So I've just asked with my voice what the weather is in New York, and it's told me. What I will also do, I can also send a message to someone in my phone book. So I will send a message to my wife, send a message to Erin Barker.
What do you want to say?
I love you.
Ready to send it?
Yes.
Okay, it's sent.
So I have just sent my wife a message, or in fact, I'm just hoping that I sent my wife a message, otherwise she'll get really, really upset. But that's just by using my voice to send a message. I could call my dad, or I could get it to set a calendar entry just by using my voice. Okay, now we have a network of over 300 volunteers all over the country. They are, we have got quite a lot in North Yorkshire, and we can offer remote and in-person support. So if you're fairly computer literate, we may be able to connect to your computer. If your internet connection is down or something like that, we can certainly come out and see you. It's a totally free service, and our volunteers quite like tea, biscuits, and or cake. So if you get a volunteer out, that'll make their day. So, and a section on our website is called. Oh, excuse me. I just need a quick drink. Right, that's better. So, on our section, on our website, there is a section called My Computer My Way. See, when a device comes out of the factory, it's built for a standard person. There's no such thing as a standard person. Everyone has got their own likes and dislikes. Everyone's able to do certain things more effectively than other things. And My Computer My Way can help you set up your computer for your requirements. So, a good example is, say for example, you've got Parkinson's. So you might have tremors and you might find it really difficult to hold your finger on the keyboard really, really quickly. So you can't take your finger off the keyboard quickly. So consequently, you get loads and loads of characters. You get frustrated as well. What filter keys will allow you to do? It will allow you to stop getting multiple keystrokes. So no matter for how long you hold your key down on the keyboard, you will only get one character. If for some reason you're having difficulties reading text and you've got an Android device, you can set your Android device to read text on a page. So for example, you know, if I wanted to, I could probably get it to read my a text from my magazine that I've got up here. Or what's the other one? If you've got a Mac, you might want to make text bigger on your Mac. You can do so really easily just by looking at my computer my way. But we can do more than that. We can help identify IT equipment. So say, for example, you've got arthritis, or you've got essential tremor, or you've got MS, or any other condition. There's going to be devices that are probably going to be a little bit easier to use than others. So from left to right, we've got an adapted rollable, a standard mouse, a compact keyboard, some switches. If you've got a severe physical disability, you can use switches to access your device. We've also got a smartphone that is especially designed for elderly people, because sometimes if you go and get a standard smartphone, there are so many features on it that you may not need. We can also chat to you about software. So from left to right again, we've got Dragon Naturally Speaking. So you can talk to your computer and it will print out whatever you want it to do. Down here, we've got text to speech. I think this is called Claro Read. Over here, we've got the inbuilt Siri functionality. Over here, we've got Zoom Text. So Zoom Text is really useful, and it's designed for people who have little or no eyesight. And so it will magnify the screen and it will speak out to you and tell you what's going on the screen. And down at the bottom here, we have some touch typing software. So say, for example, I know you might have had a stroke and you might be wanting to relearn to use the computer keyboard. Having access to touch typing software may well be the catalyst to get you up and going again. We've also got various apps that can go on smartphones. So say, for example, if you've got Parkinson's, you might have difficulties with the volume of your speech. This app can help you out and can make you speak a little bit louder. This app in the middle is called Be My Eyes. And Be My Eyes is wonderful. So Be My Eyes is designed for blind and partially sighted people. And it will put you in touch with a volunteer somewhere in the world. And you can give the volunteer a ring and you can say, I'm blind or partially sighted. What can you see? Sorry, I start again. I'm blind or partially sighted. I need to know what this tin is, or I need to know what this packet is, or I need to know what the red on this bottle says. So, for example, downstairs we have packets of crisps. We also have dog snacks because we have a puppy. You don't want to be eating dog snacks if you're a human. But if I was blind, I would not know whether I had a packet of crisps in my hand or whether I had some Stunky's dog snacks in my other hand. Be My Eyes can tell you what you can see. Totally free service. We do a lot of work with the people that do Be My Eyes, and we were just blown away by how amazing it is. The app on the right hand side is text help. So text help again can help you if you've got literacy or dyslexia type difficulties, and it will basically read out text to you. So we're not an organisation that's able to advise on medical issues. If there's an app which we think might benefit a client, we'll suggest that it's downloaded and installed. However, we would always want to work in conjunction with medical professionals to find the best outcome for the client. Examples might be apps that can help with conditions such as aphasia or to help someone with MND. There is no such thing as a best app. It's like saying, is the best biscuit a custard cream or is it a bourbon? Personally, I like both, but you can't say that an app is best for everybody. It's what's most appropriate for you. We also do a lot of work with smart technology. So smart technology isn't just for disabled or older people, it's for everybody. So for example, let me give you an example. Here is a smart plug. So if you had a light, say in your living room that was quite hard to get to, you could connect it up to an Alexa device if you had one, and you could say, Alexa, turn lounge light off, or turn light number 2 off, and it will turn the light off. Or when it gets hot in the summer, you might want to get Alexa connected up to a smart plug, connected up to a fan. So you could say, Alexa, turn fan on or turn fan off, and it would do so. If you've got £300 and you don't know what to spend it on, you could buy a smart coffee maker. So I really, really like my coffee. So I could say, Alexa, make me a cup of that coffee. And by the time I get upstairs, hopefully it would have done so. And this is an Echo Show. So this is really good for someone whose hearing might not be that great. So if you said, Alexa, tell me what the weather is like in York today, it would probably say it's 13 degrees, and it would show me a picture of a cloud. So I knew it wasn't going to rain. Lots of people have now got smart watches. So smart watches are amazing. I took my dog out for a walk today, and it tells me that I walked a mile in about 30 minutes, and it will tell me how many calories I've burnt. But also, if I get Alexa to create an appointment, so say for example, next, yeah, I'll give you an example. I'm actually going to take my dog to the vet next Wednesday for some medical treatment. Now, I am really disorganized. I can't remember things from 1 minute to another. So what I need to do, I need to create an appointment with my Alexa to say, create an appointment next Wednesday, take dog to vet at 11:45 or something like that. On my smartwatch, it would ping me a message to say that I told Alexa to remind me, and so hopefully I would be at the right place at the right time. Also, this device down here, isn't something out of a sci-fi film, is actually a smart Hoover. So if you don't like hoovering, or if you find hoovering difficult, you can always use a smart Hoover to do your hoovering for you. And again, I think that's a fantastic thing to have the ability to do. Moving on. Okay, so sometimes it's probably not appropriate for your client or your organization, but sometimes you have to persuade people why they need to go online. And for some people, they'll say, look, I've never had a computer, I've never been online before. Why would I start? And the lady from who had a family in Vancouver who said to me that they could FaceTime. That is one of the best advertisements for being online. You can keep in touch with friends and family both in the UK and right across the world. So my wife is from America, she's from North Carolina, and we talk to her parents every week. We talk to her best friend once or twice a week, and it's great. So she doesn't get too lonely at all. You can go on YouTube. So say, for example, someone wanted to uh, see some footage of York in the 1960s or the 1970s, or to relive those football matches where York City and one, you can do that. You can listen to all sorts of music via music streaming services. At one time, I used to have loads of CDs. No, I don't. I just listen to my music online on my phone. Of course, there's banking and shopping. So, for example, if your local bank branch is closed down and you want to be able to do your banking online, it's fairly easy to set it up, although it's quite a cultural shift. If your local supermarket is quite expensive, so for example, if you live uh, in one of the villages outside York and you can't really get into York, it might be worthwhile looking at different online shopping facilities. So all the major supermarkets are online, from Morrison's, Tesco's, Asda, Waitrose, you name it, they're probably online. Uh, if you want to try and occupy yourself within the day, there are lots of games you can play online. If you've got lots of stuff that you want to get rid of, there's eBay to buy to sell stuff, and there's also eBay to buy some more stuff to replace the stuff you've already sold. And of course, there's websites like Pinterest. So I'm looking at decorating my house, or I'm looking at getting someone in the next 3 weeks, and it's really, really useful to be able to see what other people have done in their house. Uh, this is really, really interesting because you were just talking earlier on about feeling vulnerable, and I'm sorry to say that you are probably of the age that people would like to scam you. You don't want to be a scam victim. And so we can educate you on scams to make you feel more confident. We do a lot of work with a charity called Friends Against Scams. Types of scams include cybercrime scams, or telephone scams, or email scams, online shopping and finance scams. We also do lots of work to try and protect you online. So a really good example is if you reply to some of these so-called quizzes on Facebook, let's say, oh, what's my favorite color? My favorite color is, I don't know, green. Where was I born? I was born in, I don't know, Coventry. What was my first pet called? It was called Tom. What was my first car? Well, I don't drive, but it might have been a Mini if I drove. You've just given someone 4 bits of really, really useful information. So if they could find out which bank you bank with, they could have a go at getting into your bank account. Now, what we don't want to do, we don't we don't want to scare you. Just excuse me. I just dropped a bottle top, and my dog has seen it, and I don't want it to eat it. So, we don't want to scare you, but we just want to say people will take advantage of you, and it's going to be better that you don't get taken advantage of. Sadly, in the pandemic, there were lots of online dating and relationship scams where people would find someone that they thought was going to be their forever partner, and then they said, you know, my puppy's had an accident. It's going to take £5,000 to make him better, and you go, oh, I love puppies, and I want to keep the friendship with whoever you found on a dating site, but actually, there's no puppy. They're just going to keep scamming you and scamming you and scamming you. It's very sad, but it's just something that's you've got to be aware of. You can contact us. We can give you free and impartial advice from our advice and information line. So that's 0800 048 7642. You can email us at inquiries@abilitynet.org.uk. We are on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We've got a comprehensive website at abilitynet.org.uk, and you can also make a referral. So that is the end of my presentation, but I would be happy to answer any questions that you've got, and I really hope you've enjoyed it.